Welcome to Blue Goose Garage. This is probably going to be one of the last times I drive this 67 this year. So I thought I'd make a little bit of a video talking and stuff and driving. Last year, I spent all winter working on the bodywork on this car. To get the bodywork for where I was happy with it, and I am. And until something happens to it, I'm not touching it. It's going to stay this way until it starts getting bad. And when I say getting bad, I'm not talking the paint peeling. The bodywork's going to have to start falling out of it and get real bad before I do anything to it. That being said, there's two things on my list for this winter. And that's really it on this car. Besides, you know, possibly changing the engine in the future, maybe, you know, having the rear end straightened, doing stuff like that. But as far as the whole build thing goes, the car's really done. It's better than I ever really wanted it to be. It's a fun car to drive. So there's only two things on my list that I really want to do this winter. Number one, I want to make two more panels for the rear door panels, I guess you'd call that, quarter panel panels. I want to make two more panels to match my doors and cover them, and then put armrests all the way around like it's supposed to have. So that's really, besides cleaning up some stuff in here, it's really all I'm wanting to do to the interior of this car. And eventually, you know, it'd be nice to find the right seats and stuff, but I can drive it the way it is. And like I said, it's better than I ever expected it to be. And the only other thing really, and it's not a major thing, it should only be a 1 week project, but I'm having a hard time finding what I want. I want a set of headers. I don't want a set of new headers. I don't want 2-inch primary monster headers. I want old school headers that could have been on the car in the 70s. There's no reason for this engine to really even have headers, except I can't keep the donut gaskets from leaking and I'm tired of trying. Headers would make that a little bit easier. I've got one good set of gaskets left. But the cheap headers you can, they're really the cheap headers you can buy that are the size I want, have round flanges against the head. And that will not fill up on this engine. It has to have square port headers for it to fill up. And that's being hard to find, because most of the time an old used set of headers is a rusty set of headers. And you'd be lucky if it didn't look like a P-51 Mustang or something, you know. Dad's actually did that. He had 2 sets of headers rust off on that car. The set that was on it when he sold it, he bought new. And by the time he sold it, had rusted off a couple inches away from the cylinder head on all 8 cylinders. So it's hard to find old headers that are usable and cheap. I ain't buying a set of used headers for as much as I can buy a new set for. That's really it. I mean, you know, it's a project. It's never going to be finished. But as far as the goal I set for myself last year, it is finished. You know, I don't like how it sounds because it sounds trashy, but this is exactly how my uncle's truck sounds when it had this engine in it. For years, that truck had cracked manifolds and blown donut gaskets for years, and it sounds exactly like this. So I really don't mind it, I guess. I don't mind it, it just sounds like shit. See you again next time. Bye.